Namaskar dear students, welcome to you in channel Bio by Gulab Sir. As a part of series of lectures, we already have started learning about phylums. So we have completed Porifera. Now second phylum in order is Coelenterate, also known as Cnidarians. As I told you how to have explanation about this phylum for their general characteristics, I made a formula to remember you very quickly. That is which character supposed to be in a sequence to consider for the classification as well as writing characteristics of these phylums. So today is turn of Coelenterate. Before that, what I did made a formula to understand that I am going to say you for every phylum we have to explain about first habitat, that is what living place. Second habit, that is organization, whether they are cellular level, organ system level. And third point is why they so called. Every organism's name is because of something special with that group of organism, and therefore why they so called. For example, Porifera, they have pores on their body. For Coelenterata, they have coelom in their body, that to false cavity. Like this. Now fourth point, that types of embryo we already learned. What diploblastic, triploblastic, acoelomate, triploblastic, acoelomate, pseudocoelomate and coelomate. Fifth point, symmetry, that also we learn. There are three symmetry, either they are asymmetric, radially symmetric or bilateral symmetric. Body plan, open body plan, closed body plan, tubing body plan. So that's what we have to understand. And special characteristic may be vary phylum to phylum. So you can understand, if we know this 6 point, definitely you are going to get 3 marks, because question can be asked always, write any 6 characteristic of any phylum. So that you have to have this formula, you have to have this point, so that it is very easy to explain. Now come to the point that today's phylum is Coelenterate. According to this formula, you can understand. See the first point, that who are Coelenterate, where they found? They are marine and few of them are freshwater. So habitat. Habit means organization. Whether they are unicellular, multicellular, they are multicellular. Whether they have cellular organization or tissue level organization. As we learn that Porifera has cellular level organization. These Coelenterate, they originated from or evolved from Porifera. Therefore, they have next level, that is called tissue level of organization. Yes. Third point, as I told you, why they are so called. Coelenterate are so called because of they have false cavity. Here it is mentioned. That is coelom. True coelom is coelomate, but false cavity, because of what? Presence of false cavity, they are called Coelenterate. They are also known as Cnidarian. It is because of they have nidoblast. This is very important and very easy to remember. Since called Cnidarian means they have nidoblast, and therefore they are called Cnidarian. What are nidoblasts? They are stinging cells. Next point, I told you embryo, different types of embryo is another characteristic which to be considered. Therefore either they are diploblastic or triploblastic. That's what you have to understand. Then they are radially symmetrical, they have blind side body plan, closed body plan, open body plan, and this is another one, that is the special one, that is they are evolved with special, that is what advanced nervous system with network of neuron cells. Next point, that what kind of reproduction? Asexually they reproduce by budding and sexually by gamete formation. Sexual reproduction is internal but indirect through larvae. That larvae name I mentioned here, and this is very important to remember, because this question can be asked in examination. Planula and Ephyra, these are the two larvae, and this question can be asked in NEET. A group of Coelenterate, they reproduce indirectly through larva A, B, C, D. So this can be given as an option. So please remember. And last but not least, that very important, these Coelenterate, they have one more characteristic as a special characteristic. One of the member of Coelenterate, that is Obelia, which exists in two forms, both the form, polyps and medusa. What is polyps? Those which has tentacle anterior side, and medusa, those who has tentacle downside. So Hydra is an example of polyps, and jellyfish is an example of medusa. Separately, they are sessile or attached to the substratum. They can freely swim or they are attached to the substratum. Here this Hydra, they form corals. When they attach to the substratum, remain there, calcium carbonate get deposited, their impression get appear on that stone, and that is called corals. So it is very important to understand. And these jellyfish, they are medusa, having tentacles downside, they are separately living. But Obelia, as an organism, it has both the form its lifespan, and that is what I have shown here. You can see here this what having polyp structure, and when this polyps form get detached from it, it become medusa. Now medusa produces male and female gamete, fertilized to form zygote. Zygote develop into this embryo and embryo into polyps. So polyps asexually produce medusa, medusa sexually produce polyps, and that is what I have shown here. That polyps produce asexually medusa and medusa sexually produce polyps, and hence it is alternations of asexual with sexual generation in the life cycle of obelia is known as metagenesis. This is very important point. That what is metagenesis? Question can be asked separately. So you have to write that existence of both the form, polyps and medusa, in the life cycle of obelia is known as metagenesis. And this life cycle you can see or study on internet also. You can see here these polyps having many medusa right now, but when they get detached, their tentacles come downside, therefore they become the medusa. So this is the life cycle of obelia. Now, very important to note and know that about examples of this phylum Coelentrates with their nicknames. Generally in NEET, these nicknames are asked, and last time in last examination that they asked brain coral. Which is the brain coral that is asked? So that was Medandrina. So this Medandrina is the brain coral. So that you have to remember. See rest of the other. Portuguese of man of war is one of the following examples, or one of the following is called also known as Portuguese man of war. So it's a Phacelia. Sea anemone, it looks like anemone, and Messia. Sea pen, it is just like a pen, and therefore it is called sea pen found in sea, because most of them exclusively they found in marine. Therefore sea pen, that is Pennatula. And sea fan, as we know, hand fan. वो हाथ में घुमाने वाला फैन होता था, तो इसका ऐसा शेप होता था, इसलिए उसको फैन बोला गया, और सी में मिलता है इसलिए सी फैन, that is Gorgonia. So these nicknames are generally considered for NEET examination to ask and confuse you. Moreover, they can ask one of the following group of organisms belong to Coelentrate. So all this will be in group, and then that you have to select. Otherwise, they will add any another. They say you have sea anemone there, so they can add sea urchin, sea cucumber to confuse you, so that you will do mistake. And we are going to learn about sea cucumber and sea urchin along with sea anemone. They belong to Echinodermata. So therefore, you have to be very careful about sea anemone name. It is not belong to Echinodermata. It is belong to Coelentrate, and so on. This question can be asked. Now, as we have already discussed about general characteristic of this Coelentrate, so I hope you did understand all these characteristics. As I mentioned, that formula with which you have to lead this characteristic one after the other. Note down this formula. We are giving this photocopy of this board work with this video, so that you can see anytime and note down this formula in sequence to write the general characteristic of any phylum. It will make it very easy. I hope you did understand this one. If any question, you can ask in comment section. I appeal you to like and share our channel. If you are new, do subscribe it. Happy learning.